advanced reactors that are safer, more reliable, and produce zero carbon emissions. Engineers are leading the way and empowering the next generation. Engineers answer the call. Brought to you by the National Academy of Engineering. Learn more at nae.edu.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
Why are you interrupting my show, Ben? You got your own show. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Ben, why you messing with my show, man? Get your own show. Oh, that's right. You got your own show, don't you? You got your own show.
You know, I'm messing with your show because I love radio. That's why. And you have, you
love it in the morning from 7 to 9.
You have one of the best shows.
Love it in the morning from 7 to 9.
I am. But
don't be harassing me on my show just because you one of them DC comic guys. It's all right.
You got a problem with DC Comics?
Because I'm a Marvel man.
Well, do you know that Daredevil's dropping tonight on Disney Plus?
Yes, I know. That's why I brought it up, because I know you talk about it, because nobody else here wants to talk about it.
I love to talk about it.
All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I love being. Plus, he's a Gemini just like me, so that's what I'm talking about. Why are you shaking your head? You know what it's like to grow up around young black men with beards? They think they got it all. And you know what's going to happen? Some girl going to be like, I think you look so much handsomer and so much younger without a beard. They're going to be bald the next day. What'd you say? You know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. You can't even press the button to say something because you know it's the truth.
Why are you hating on us, bro?
Mine was longer than yours, and I cut it. What are you even talking about, dude?
I don't believe that.
I don't care.
I think
at my
you want to
age,
be beard gang. That's what's really going on.
At my age, I don't really care what you believe, Ben. Like, don't get it twisted.
Well, you don't get it twisted.
I care. It's my show.
You don't get it twisted.
It's my show.
If you want to look like Professor X for the rest of your life,
that's
then
right.
So be it.
I'm great. You're not. I'm a professor. You're not. I'm a doctor. You're not. You just got a beard. No, but Daredevil's gonna drop tonight. It's gonna be fun. So we're gonna be talking about it tomorrow, right? Okay, all right. You just get stuck in them conversations, and it just
Now I want to see how they do the redo because, I think last time it wasn't, I was kind of like very disappointed. Just like I was disappointed. And so one of the running themes of my show is when I open up, it's Dr. Ken's Truth, right? What you don't know is usually it's something that either ticks me off, pushes me over the edge, or just straight, I can't say that word, me off.
I found out you can say it. You
I'm
just
not
can't say it in reference to using the bathroom.
You can't say it, but that is in reference to using the bathroom.
No, you can't say it in reference of saying, like, I'm going to go take a.
But what if I got to go take a... Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you replace the word doesn't replace the word. It's like when I read the Bible and I say, so-and-so was sitting on an ass. But if I say urine, then it's like bad. I don't know. Context is everything. And so I try to do that type of thing, right? Discuss those things in a granular way to really look at what is this that we're talking about? What is it that we're looking at? Chop it up with Ben and talk about different things. Because every now and then I'd get a trigger and it would set me off. And then the phone calls would come and the text would come and everything would just flow, right? I kind of had one of those today. So at about, let me just say, I have a routine. And in my routine, I do certain things at certain times. When I text people, I have to text people by a certain time. When I talk to people, I have to talk to people at a certain time. When I move through, I have to move through at a certain time. I have to do all these things because by the time I get on the air, I got to have everything in line, everything in order. But every now and then, because I do that, I get triggered. And then it sets me off. And then that ends up becoming my Dr. Ken's Truth. Today, I broke my rhythm and I said, you know what? Going to give me a soda. And so my daughter always gets on me. You got to stop drinking dark soda and you got to stop drinking diet soda. But I don't want the sugar. So then I went, I'll get zero. Because they make different sodas. They're not diet, they're zero. Which I don't really know the difference. If it's like Coke Zero and it has no sugar, does it have an artificial sweetener in it? Or if you just call it diet, you just know it has artificial sweetener in it. I'm confused. Either way, I'm told it's bad for you because it can, mess up your heart and all that. But I don't know if that's the diet stuff or the dark soda stuff. Anyway, my daughter's hollering at me for drinking dark soda. If you're going to drink something like that, drink white soda, like Sprite or something like that, right? 7-Up. So, okay. So I walked to the nearby store to get what? A zero. Sprite or 7-Up or whatever they have. Just a white soda that has zero sugar. Not diet, but zero sugar. And I go to pull open the freezer, the refrigerator, and it was locked. And so I went, that's strange. So I pull at it again. And as I walk down the aisle to go tell the cashier, hey, your door is stuck, I realize that there's a lock on every single freezer, like they've put the lids over where you got to unlock pretty much everything in the store. And I said, these stores are not becoming convenient anymore. And if they're not convenient, why would people come here? So now you got 2 people working. You got a couple of people on the floor. Probably the only person that can open it is a manager. And they're nowhere to be found. So what do? Well, I've been there waiting in checkout line when they call the manager and the manager takes like 5 minutes to get there. walking just as slow, not rushing, walking just as slow as they want to because they don't really have an understanding of customer service or what it takes to really help people. And so I thought about that, and I said, should I wait here? And now, I think I left at like 3:47. Now it's 3:55. And I'm going, yeah, let me go back. Because if I ask for the person now, I'm not going to get the person there for another 3 or 4 minutes. And then you'll be hearing my theme song like 4 times because I'm not here. I'm waiting in line to buy a soda. But when did locking soda up become a thing? I mean, I've gone to this same place over the decades. And, you know, the things I bought evolved. Junk food. Love Three Musketeer bars, right? Then I moved on to M&M's. Then I moved on to, let's see, magazines. Then I moved on to books because they got this little book section. And, you know, those little fluffy, you know, like some author who they hired to write it, and they wrote like 89,000 books, but they're not a hack writer, but they're a good writer making good money, but they're just not like James Patterson. They're like, or W.E.B. Du Bois. They're like John Doe. And I used to buy these little pulp books and read them over the summer, and they were great. And it cost like $4, $4.95. That's how long ago this was. And I would buy these books and everything was great. And then I moved on and on and on till now I get prescriptions from this place, right? And so when I get a prescription from this place, I think that's important. So that's the store I choose. Only to find out that now they lock everything up. And so I had to think about, am I really going to go to a place? Is it safe enough where they lock up soda? Like at some point, they'll be locking up high-end bags of potato chips. I'm serious. Over-the-counter medicine is locked up. Face cream is locked up. Hair oil is locked up. Band-Aids are locked up. Like at some point, it's just better for me to just go to Amazon. I may as well go to Amazon to get my prescriptions filled too. At least I'll have them in 2 days. I don't have to wait for like 2 or 3 days and keep coming back to the store to see if it's done. But that's how I get treated. And so I've decided with this particular chain, I've already contacted my doctor's office and I changed where I get my prescriptions from. I've already gone to the different places and I've canceled the accounts that I have with this place. Because it's just not worth it. This is a place that I used to revere because they were always there. They were always supportive, not only to the community, but to local businesses, to people who came for help. And now it's just another store trying to make money. And so I had to decide whether or not I was going to spend any money in this place that has become like a second home to me, only because you got to wait so long to get your prescription. And it was easy. And I decided never again. Never again. I canceled everything, told them take my phone number and my name out the system. I'm never coming back here again, ever. And it's really unfortunate because it used to be a good place. It used to be a nice place. Like I would tell people, hey, if you want to get a job, you should probably work here because they were great. Never again. Because to them, it was about making money. It really wasn't about that. And so because I may not make it to Pop Off Friday, I've got a response I'm going to read you the response that I got from Starbucks. I'm going to read you the response because, I complained. And then I got a response. So I'm going to read through it. And I want you to hear what they said. And then I've got a few comments about it. In another upcoming segment, can we get rid of that phone number on there? Can we bleep that out of that recording? Can we bleep out the phone number? Okay. I'm going to play a phone call I got from someone that scared me. I'm kidding, right? That scared me because, it was the police. And I'm in trouble. And so I thought I'd share that with you because this will probably be my last show. Because once you listen to the phone call, you're going to know I don't have long for this radio show. They be coming to get me. But just like the place where I shopped, and just like going back to prison, I've never been to prison. I'm going to say what every other person that gets out of prison says. Are you going back to prison? Am I going back to shop at that place? Never again.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I need to let you know the award-winning Tory Lowe Show can now be streamed live on YouTube every day from 1 to 4. I am now bringing all the smoke on YouTube every single weekday. I need you to go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and check out the award-winning Tory Lowe Show live every afternoon. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube. Now that's powerful.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
The Greater Milwaukee Urban League is celebrating 105 years of legacy and impact. The 105th year milestone community engagement campaign is a mission-driven effort to support employment, education, advocacy, and entrepreneurship initiatives. Together, they can continue their impact and legacy. Join them in raising $1.5 million. Text 105 to 41444 to make a secure online donation today. Visit TMU.org for more information.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Truth Nation, gear up for a great time as Sports Milwaukee hosts Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Set for April 24th to the 26th, Milwaukee Tailgate Week features a variety of gridiron activations for all ages, steeped in Milwaukee's iconic sports history, attractions, brews, restaurants, and venues. As the 2025 draft takes center stage in Green Bay, Sports Milwaukee and the Cream City are excited to welcome the football world back to Wisconsin. For tickets, go to visitmilwaukee.org/tailgate. Brought to you by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Man, I got this right. My head not to my back. You know I'm popping tag. But man, I got this swag. Man, I got this swag. My hat matching my bag. You know I'm popping tag. The man I get, I swag when I surf. Now I be surfing swag. I'm on hypnotic, exotic, polo on my body. Got a bad girl beside me, and a friend right behind me, and I'm swag.
So they back there rocking, and I'm sitting here. What are you even smiling at? Like what's he even smiling at? Why do I see his face? Move. and look, over the monitor, all I see is this head doing this. 833-212-1017 is the number. So here's the deal. All right, do we have that ready yet? Not yet? We do? All right, so I got a phone call today, and this is why this will be my last show on 1017 The Truth. I can't even keep a straight face. This is why this is my last day on 1017 The Truth.
Mr. Harris, this is Officer Joe Gibson with U.S. Customs and Homeland Security. The Department 74 is looking forward to notify you 2 felony counts. Your name is part of an open and ongoing investigation. Charges are being filed against you, and they're ready to issue out a search and an arrest warrant for yourself. Call me back at your earliest convenience. Thank you.
So here's the problem. U.S. Customs Homeland Security? What the heck is that? Number 2, you know I called a number back and nobody answered, right? You actually expected me to leave a phone number to call me back when you called me? How stupid are you? Number 3, your system might be set up that if you leave a message or do something, they get to bill your cell phone like $75,000 or something crazy. Like you have no idea what this idiocy is. Now, this ain't the first time I got a phone call from some knucklehead claiming to be the police. And that if I didn't say, well, first of all, when do the police call you to tell you there's a warrant for you? And what idiot in their right mind would call them back? I guess I'm an idiot to call them back, right? The last time somebody did that to me, I got into an argument with them. I'm not paying you anything, and I'm not doing anything. If you want me, come get me. We will come there right now. If you don't, you got to pay this right now. Really? Yes. I said, okay. Why don't you come arrest me? 6680 North Titonia Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53209. Now, if you don't know, that is the address of the Fire and Police Academy because that's where I was working at the time as a police officer, as an instructor at the academy. And I talked to the person on speakerphone in front of everybody, and he told me, if you don't take care of this, we're going to call the police. I said, hey, fool, I am the police. And now we have your number. Like, what do people think? You're stupid? Has this ever happened to you? 833-212-1017. Call me. Somebody help me out. Has this ever happened to you? And what do? I remember years ago, because you know when you're young, you think you owe a lot of money. I owed $99. You remember, I don't know if y'all remember this. Okay, everybody that's in the control room, you don't remember this. Montgomery Ward. I was in college and got a credit card and ran up, you ready, $150. Thought I was going to die. Oh, my God. $150 on the credit card. Had paid it down, but then I transferred from Illinois State back home to Chicago. The bill didn't come, and I was a month behind. So guess what? Montgomery Ward called me. Hey, you owe us. You're behind. And back then, the rules weren't the same as the way they are now. Back then, they could call you and pretty much say anything to you, lie to you, cheat, steal, whatever they could do to get you to pay them. So this one guy calls me, and let's be real. Can you tell a person's black by their voice? Because most people that are not in the real world say no, when in fact, that's only a very small amount of people. Most of the time you can tell. And it's not a big deal. I get it. It's culture. Builds character. So this knucklehead calls me. And you know what he said to me? Why don't you grow up and be a man and pay your bill? You're acting like a little boy and you're a grown man now. And so I said, really? Okay. So you know what I did, right? He made the mistake of telling me his first name. I guess people thought telling you their first name didn't mean anything. So you know what I did? Montgomery Ward was in Chicago, downtown, right off of Congress or Harrison, had the big, large corporate building, white building, gray windows with Montgomery Ward at the top in blue and white letters. I actually called the customer service number and said, hey, can I speak to so-and-so? Well, I don't know where they work. I said, I know he works in customer service. I was supposed to call him back because I wanted to make sure I paid back this bill. Oh, yeah, I got you. I know who that is. I'll get it. Call him back. Now, let me explain. I was probably about 24, 25 years old. Very emotional. You know what I'm saying? And so I called the guy back, and the guy says, yeah, hello, this is so-and-so. I said, yeah, this is blankety blank, the person that you called and talked about so-and-so and said, be a man. I said, if you ever call me again, I know where you work. I know what kind of car you drive, and I'm watching you right now. And if you ever call me again, you'll regret it. And I hung up. I never got a call from Montgomery Ward again. Now, was that the right thing to do? No. That was probably, that wasn't the right thing to do. But at some point, you get tired of it. So I called dude back. Say, hey, they didn't answer. Leave a message. What idiot does that? Let me leave a message. I don't get it. I just don't get it. What's the world coming? I can't even go buy soda. It's locked up now? Soda? A $2 bottle of soda? This is getting ridiculous. I remember when those sodas were 99 cents and we were complaining about it. Oh my God, I want a bottle of soda and it's 99 cents. It's $2.99 now. And we don't think twice about it. I used to complain about a place here that I always bought my soda from, which I shouldn't be drinking anyway. I get it. And they charge $3.30. But if the other one is $3 already, why would I bother? This makes no sense. No, I don't get it. Dee Dee said, Dr. Ken, your daughter is right. That dark soda is not good for none of us. A lot of stuff these days aren't good for us. Then they said my manwich might not be either. I know a manwich is not good for you. Salt, well, it has tomato in it. It'll probably kill me. All that stuff. Then somebody said never call back a fake number. Why not? They get to fake me, I get to fake them. I remember one time I harassed a guy so bad they blocked my number. Because you can hit redial. I was watching TV, just hitting redial. Beep, click, over. And I must have called that phone number like 500-600 times. I never got a call back. I figure the best defense is an offense. And when we talk about doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, do unto them. Give people what they give you. What the young folks say? I'm going to match your energy. Well, no, that's not true. Because I was always taught to overtake your energy. So if you bring a baseball bat to a fight, I'm bringing a car. You swing the bat, just run you over. Metaphorically, of course. But to lock every single thing, a soda? A soda. Watch this. The potato chips cost more than the soda, but the potato chips are on the rack across from the soda, and 15, 20 freezers are just sitting there, locked up. And the lock is all the way at the top. There was nobody in the store above like 5'4". So you got to go get one of those stools and you got to step up on it, and then you can barely reach the lock. Makes no sense. And so when you heard from the city and they said that crime is down, in a city this size, that's like 2 or 3 crimes. That's like maybe 10 crimes. So you really haven't gone down at all. Because what you want to know is the actual number of crimes and how many of those crimes decreased. When people start giving you percentages, they're hiding something. They are hiding something. So maybe some of those crimes were like, I don't know, soda. Maybe soda got stolen. But hey, Dee, maybe there's one way I just won't drink soda. Because they'll keep stealing it. But then again, if you're going to go through that much trouble, why shouldn't I steal it? And now here with 1017 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Wet roads really causing problems. We got eastbound 94 right at Highway 164. There is an accident there off on the left shoulder, so that is definitely going to slow your ride down. It's going to stay slow all the way past Brookfield Road. And we've also got more delays then from 84th Street through the stadium. Southbound 43 solid from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. Northbound's backed up from just the beginning of the high-rise bridge up through the Marquette, solid, like a parking lot solid, all the way up to Keefe. And westbound 94 slows down just before you get to the Marquette all the way through to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, the rain comes down with a low of 41. And tomorrow, rain to snow showers, minor slushy accumulation, windy with a high of 46, but the temperatures will fall throughout the afternoon. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Literally one call, that's all.
I made one call, and that's all, worry-free.
One call, that's all. It worked.
Just one call and that's all.
They will do what they say they're going to do. One call and that's all.
One call, that's all means security.
It's literally one call, that's all.
It's a phrase we'll never forget. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Attention families, Milwaukee Public Museum wants to remind you that Kohl's Thank You Thursdays are in full swing. Receive free access to MPM's permanent exhibits on the first Thursday of every month. Milwaukee Public Museum would like to thank Kohl's for their support and making this program possible. Visit MPM's website today for more information and to book your reservations. mpm.edu/KTYT. That's mpm.edu/KTYT.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive on collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that. because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneib. The Milwaukee Bucks return to the hardwood tonight in Atlanta. They'll take on the Hawks. Tip-off time set for that game at 6:30. Over to baseball, where the Milwaukee Brewers have signed lefty starting pitcher Jose Quintana. This is a one-year deal valued at $4.5 million. And we'll stick with the Brewers. The good news was Quintana. The bad news is pitcher Aaron Ashby, according to manager Pat Murphy, sustained an oblique injury in last night's spring training outing. They'll have imaging done this week to determine the severity of that injury as well as the timetable for his return. And lastly, we'll head over back to the NBA, where Dallas Mavericks All-Star Kyrie Irving suffered a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. That is according to ESPN sources. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah, we was just having a conversation about what's happening. We're going to talk about that in the 5 o'clock hour. Are you going to be hanging around for the 5 o'clock hour? I mean, are you tough enough? Did your college make you resilient enough to be able to hang out? I don't know what that means. Like, what is that? Tough skin, look like light skin, but anyway, I don't know what that means. Like, what is that? I don't. No, we not. I'm not on your team, player. I comb my hair. Like, really? I shave. Like, what is that? Anyway, why am I talking to him? Why am I wasting my time? Anyway, got to break him in like everybody else. But we were going to be talking about the economy and what's going on and trying to help people understand how the economy works, not listening to what people tell them, but actually learning in places and reading things so that they learn how the economy works, and then they can make up their own mind, not have to wait for someone else to tell them. Does that make sense? No, because we just like to take what other people say about it. Yep, that resonates with me, so I agree. When in fact, yeah. Interesting. And it's always, no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to be nice. Let me, I got to be nice this time. Might have to produce my show one day, so, gotta be nice. 833-212-1017 is the number. Ken, it's like pulling teeth to find someone. I don't even bother. They say it's like pulling teeth to find somebody to open up one of those little canisters when it's locked up. I've just given up. I am literally not shopping there anymore, so it doesn't matter. Like, my never again really was never again. I'm just not going back. It just doesn't make any sense. Let me do this. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm just never, ever going back. I was just taken aback. I was like, I don't understand why you don't let people get soda. Dude, it's just soda. It's soda. And I need a key. Soda is too expensive now because you don't want somebody to steal it. If I had to do that in a store, I would close the store. I'd be like, you know what? We've done business here long enough. It's time to close up. It's time to pack up, get everything, and roll out. Because I'm never doing business there again. Wow. I'm never doing business ever again. And it's really unfortunate. Because I like the place. But now I got to find somewhere to take my prescription. And I don't want to take my prescription to the place where I go to the hospital. Because their office hours aren't good enough. And I did that before, and I always had to wait till the next day to get my prescription every single time. And now I got to find a new place. Like, this is like the second convenience store, I'll call it, that has closed down when I had my prescription there. So I'm starting to think maybe it's me. Maybe they just don't like me. Hey, here come Dr. Cam. We got shut down now. Right? When we used to work at the other place on Capitol, I used to go to a certain place. Boop, they closed. Then I walked across the street, went to a different place. Boop, they closed. Then I went to a place around my house. Boop, they closed. So then I come somewhere around here. Boop, they lock everything up. But then again, the other stores locked everything up before they closed. So it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. And so when we come back, I want to talk about the economy. Let's talk about the tariffs and what people understand and don't understand. Let's have a little bit of school. Let people read. Curly Q said, I agree. I will leave before I get someone to unlock a cabinet. I did. I rolled out. But I digress. We're gonna talk about the tariffs. We're going to talk about what people don't understand about tariffs and why people are saying, oh, my God, it's so scary and they're going to charge. Like, listen to what I'm saying. You're mad that we're charging other people more money, but they're charging us more money already. Like, it's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Hey, punk us, but we shouldn't punk you if we find out you punked us first. Let people walk over you. Let people take all your money. Because feeling good about yourself is better than being homeless. Never met a homeless person that actually felt good about themselves, that didn't want better for themselves. But because we don't understand, it's amazing. And it's funny because I used to be that way. Then as I grew and I got older and I made a little more money and started to invest, I started to understand things that I didn't understand. And I learned what other people were teaching me that was, in fact, you ready? Truthful, but not accurate. And if it was accurate, it wasn't precise. So I really didn't have the information. So I went back to school and learned it myself. I went back and got a degree in finance and took the econ class and the macro and the micro and the managerial, and understood how banks work, understood how healthcare works, the financial side. So now I understand when I poke something over here and it reacts over here to exactly what it is and how it happened. But most people don't. I don't do the financial calculations, and I'm not doing the well, I can do the financial calculations, but I'm not the money side of finance. I don't want to be with the SEC and all that. I'm more of an investor type. I'm more of a looking at the market type. But I'm not going to do the money for you. Have somebody else do that. That's what you hire CPAs for. But I digress. Till you understand exactly what's happening and what the long run does, people tend to explain based on their politics because they don't understand economics. And so that's what we're going to talk about. So when we come back, we're going to look at this tariff. We're going to look at what the issues are having. And so I guess the issue is when people push us, don't we have a right to push back?
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You cannot look me in the face and tell me that America is the greatest country in the world when you have people who cannot have access to quality health care.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
We need to change the structure of insurance companies to make them nonprofit so that there's not a profit motive for you to make up your mind as to whether or not you're going to help somebody.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Donald Trump is out of control, stopping payments for health care and food for hungry kids, eliminating the Department of Education, and letting unelected billionaire Elon Musk fire anyone he wants and get access to your most private information. We need a Supreme Court justice who will keep them in check before they go too far. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I believe in protecting you, your family, and your right to privacy, and that women have the right to make their own decisions about their health care. Because to me, that's just common sense.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are both backing Brad Schimmel. He'll do whatever they want. That's why we need Judge Susan Crawford, the common sense judge who will keep them in check. Judge Susan Crawford for Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin. Crawford for WI.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Truth Nation, gear up for a great time as Sports Milwaukee hosts Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Set for April 24th to the 26th, Milwaukee Tailgate Week features a variety of gridiron activations for all ages, steeped in Milwaukee's iconic sports history, attractions, brews, restaurants, and venues. As the 2025 draft takes center stage in Green Bay, Sports Milwaukee and the Cream City are excited to welcome the football world back to Wisconsin. For tickets, go to visitmilwaukee.org/tailgate. Brought to you by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, Milwaukee, time's almost here. We've been entering Truth fans into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway for the last 3 months. And this Friday, March 7th, we finally pick our next One Call That's All $5,000 giveaway winner. So be sure to tune in to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes so you don't miss your call. Because if you do, they just go down to the next caller until they find their $5,000 winner. Again, that's the big, the huge, the humongous Gruber 5K giveaway this Friday, March 7th on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. 833-212-1017 is the number. So everybody's been crying about tariffs and how terrible it's going to be. And when people don't understand what the market is like, they don't understand that the market literally doesn't just change on what happens. They change on a hint of what might happen 6 months from now because the market is that volatile. Right? So it disturbs me when it's not understood exactly what's happening. And so people think they understand the market or they understand economics when they're two sides of the same coin, but they're two different sides. And so what happens is we see things happen and we think it's a negative, right? Number one, the stock market goes up and it goes down. It goes up really big and it goes down really big. To think that there's not going to be a change in the market when something happens economically is thinking like a child. Well, it's going to always be up. No, it's not. It's thinking like a child. And what happens is we don't understand that the market has to go down so there's somewhere to go up. Number one, that's the childish way to understand it, right? What goes up must come down. What goes down goes up. Number two, when the market goes down and it's down, I don't know what it was. Last time I checked, it was like, well, it's closed already. It was around 700 points. The market is on sale. So all those stocks that you used to buy, and they might be down 20, 30, 40% today is the time to put in what? And no, I'm not giving investment advice. What I did is I put money in the market, right? Because I bought a really good, expensive stock for cheap. And what happens? Market equalizes and it goes back up. Back when the stock market crashed, right? Stock market averages about somewhere between 11 and 13% per year every 10-year period, no matter what. The stock market in a 10-year period, pick one, has never been lower than maybe 9, 10%. Ever. You can check Ibbotson. You can check whoever you want to check. We take one look when a president is in and the time he's in, oh my God, the market's going bad. You got to look at the entire breadth over a time period, preferably not 100 days or 30 days or 60 days, and say that's representative of a person, which is not, because they really have no issue doing anything to the market. But what do tariffs do to markets? Tariffs were created by the Trump administration, good or bad. I don't necessarily agree with them, but I understand what they're trying to do is to force other people to come to the table so that we can bring tariffs down for both sides. Now, everybody's talking about Canada, and Trudeau tells Trump, we're pushing back and we're going to do this, right? 13 minutes ago, the U.S. Commerce Secretary said that President Donald Trump could announce a trade deal with Mexico and Canada as soon as tomorrow, one day after the U.S. imposed tariffs. Why? Because Canada's coming to the table. Why? Because Mexico's coming to the table. Will they push back? Sure. Their tariffs were already higher than ours. You were already paying through the nose. So what are you even talking about? No, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear what the people that we agree with tell us, and then we're just going to take their word for it, like a Roland Martin, who's not even an economist. Don't take my word for it. Read about it yourself. Get some really good books. We have some excellent black economists that have written excellent books on how to understand the economy. And then you'll be able to do it. But when you complain and the only thing you're complaining about is Trump, I give two flips about Trump. I give two flips about what he thinks he did and what he didn't do. Over time, probably 16 to 18 months, it's going to be in the past. And that's just how life goes. But everybody, oh, tariffs are bad. Sure, tariffs are bad. But if I can't get you to the table to talk about it, I can't fix it. So what do? I amp mine up. You amp yours up. You come to the table. The White House imposed 25% across the board tariffs on Mexico and on most Canadian imports early today. Canada responded. They implemented 25% tariff. followed by an additional, in 21 days. So this is the same stuff, right? But guess what's going to happen? Everybody's going to come to the table. Everybody's going to sit down, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do to best fix the interests of everybody. And then that'll be done. So because you don't like Trump or tariffs or whatever, I really don't care. I care about what happens in the market. I care about what investments look like. I care about what real estate looks like. I don't care who's in the White House. I don't care who's in the mayor's office. I don't care who's in the county, and I don't care who's in the state. As long as people can live, and it'll be short term, it'll be tough for everybody. You've been through tough before. Stop it. And if you really care enough, help those that don't have. Share what you have with people that don't. That's what I do. Put your money where your mouth is. Otherwise, hush. And if you want some Ken drama, come out. We need to take a step back emotionally. Trump won the election. Let it go. Fix it in 2 years. Fix it in 4 years. You ain't got to worry about him in 4 years. He'll be gone, thank goodness. But what we're not going to do is every 5 seconds blame him for stuff that you screwed up in your life, that you didn't do in your life, that you didn't take care of. Didn't go to school, didn't go to work, don't have a job. Well, now's the time to get help. Now's the time to look at it. And yes, I did call you out. Just like you called me out and mocked me on your show, Sherwin Hughes. You don't think I listen? 833-212-1017. No, I'm not taking any calls on it because I don't want to hear what anybody else has to say, because I'm not listening to anybody else's blather about something that's economic and they ain't got no money no way.
The Truth app is home for all the Milwaukee Panther content you would want.
He'll dart baseline, and he will tomahawk it home with his right hand.
From conversations on the airwaves.
We're going to defend every board up the floor and every bounce and every pass. And we've got good depth, and you have to have good depth for the way we play.
To game highlights.
At the top, rises for three over Young and buries it.
Find The Roar on the Truth app, Apple, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts to keep up with Panthers hoops.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Carrie, where's Tori Lowe and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move. Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 1017 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 1017 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 1017 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Roskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectations.
expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We have to stop complaining about everything and blaming Trump for everything and thinking because the president is in. It's the same idiocy that Republicans did. They blame Biden for everything when, in fact, he didn't have any control over anything. Like, what are you even talking about? It's just stupid. No, you ain't got me riled up. I'm just harassing. Y'all tripping with all these long intros. Well, why don't you get a real one and then you could, like, play an intro. I'm just talking trash. Talking trash. That's even if that's him. You know what I'm saying? He might be getting trolled. Somebody might have broken into his computer. Same as yours. Let me see what they saying. Y'all better not be fighting. Where did you leave? Not Canada. We ain't fight. Okay, first of all, me and Sherwin don't fight. All right? Sherwin just want to hear my letter because last time I read it, he talked about it. Using my doggone misgivings as his own radio fodder. I was like, dude, are you kidding? I turn on the radio and Dr. Ken, he talks in that mumble voice.
In his defense, I egged him on to read it.
He talks in that. Oh, so you did it?
Yeah,
you talked him into it.
He said it was on LinkedIn, so I was like, we'll just read it.
It was. Wait, I gotta, wait a minute, if I'm gonna be Sherwin. He's not tall enough, so I gotta do this. Oh, wait a minute. I got to get it right. Because I don't have a hat on. And you know.
Hold on, let me zoom the camera in like him.
Say what?
I said, let me zoom the camera in like his.
And then I got to talk like this. And I got to talk like this, and I got to mumble really low.
Then random facial reactions.
Yeah, maybe, sort of. Yeah. I just got to get the right hat. But nobody wears Kangols anymore. So, you know, there's that. See, I can get him too if I want to. See, y'all be talking trash because y'all be loving. I love me some Sherwin Hughes too. But y'all be thinking thought I was going to just roll over and let him. So, I got to read this letter from LinkedIn so that people understand. So that people understand exactly what's going on. Okay. I'm logging into my LinkedIn so I can read it verbatim because this letter drove me. I know some of y'all don't like Starbucks, right? But this is pretty bad. So this is my response. It's called Dear at Starbucks 2. So as I read through it, yes, I'm going to get to my top 5 at 5. But as I read through it, what I want to do is help you understand exactly how I felt as I read it. Ready? Okay, this is March 3rd, 2025. A bit ago, I wrote a note, and I had a misspelling here, to Starbucks about the customer service I received at a store in Wisconsin. Let me reiterate, I am not a hater of Starbucks, nor calling them out, nor trashing them. It is constructive criticism, just as I have received over the years from people like Sherwin Hughes and DJ Brother Z and some other non-hair combing person here. And Tom Jens asked me to let him know if I received a reply. Well, here it is with my analysis. Cut and pasted verbatim from my email. It said, Dear Ken, which kind of tripped me out because in my Starbucks, it says Dr. Ken. Because where I went, there were like 6 people named Ken. We had a thing going on, right? Because all of us were being there at the same time. 4 of the 6 were sitting there getting work done, and we were all named Ken. So one put Mr. Ken, Dr. Ken, Professor Ken, all this. So we could tell who was who. Dear Ken. So I said, wow, so you know me like that to call me by my first name. That was my criticism. I truly hope you and your loved ones are doing well. What in God's name does that have to do with anything? I appreciate you replying with the information we requested. Huh? I'd be happy to assist you. Exclamation point. Never end a sentence with an exclamation point. If what you wrote doesn't give the intensity you intend, try a rewrite. Drives me crazy. Even when we get copy here, right? With the exclamation point. What does that even mean? And how do you show that in the way you talk? Regarding your feedback, please rest assured that I have forwarded your comments to the blank blank store manager. We really appreciate you have chosen Starbucks, and we look forward to keeping your business and providing you with benefits. Wait, what? It goes on. I am a customer as well, and I pretty much understand how you feel about this. Okay, so pretty much, is that like a passive aggressive way of like disagreeing? It said, thanks for bringing this to our attention and taking the time to let us know about your experience. I'll make your day the best because you're with the right person. What? You have no idea how much it makes me happy every day, watch this, to be able to assist people like you. It is always a pleasure to give it my all and give you one of the greatest experiences since causing you any inconvenience is the last thing we want to do. You are with the proper person who is friendly, devoted, and always shares the wonderful experience. What? My criticism. Is there an improper person who spends money at Starbucks? And they have yet to actually acknowledge that it was not a wonderful experience. It goes on to say, you don't need to worry about anything. We will benefit greatly from this, and I am grateful that it will help us get better every day. Our store manager will be able to view and take the information after I forward it to them. You already told me you forwarded it to them. Now you're saying you got to forward it to them. It goes on to say, I hope this is a great day for you. Really? And then it hit me. This sounds like it's AI generated. It was a pleasure to help you out today, and I would love to know your thoughts of the customer service I provided, since your opinion matters and helps me help you better every time. Kindly note that you will receive a survey. Haven't gotten it yet. I'd hugely appreciate you giving me your feedback in this interaction. I've got no link, and I haven't seen it. Thanks for the valuable time and for writing us. If you ever have any questions or concerns in the future, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We wouldn't be where we are without customers like you. Thank you for your continued support, maybe. Wishing you a marvelous day. They capitalize marvelous and not day, and then put an exclamation point. Sincerely, blankety blank, 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 Starbucks customer service. So they sent me an initial email. They said email them back, and when I emailed them back, I got another longer letter back with a different customer service person, which let me know that this person is not a person, it's AI. So that's what we've come to. We don't answer verbatim. Now, if you could use AI to write the letter and then have somebody read it over and tweak the letter to fit the person you're sending it to, I think that would be a little more appropriate. But they didn't even do that. This is the garbage I got back. And everybody that replied, yep, sounds like an AI letter, sounds like an AI letter. And so what I did is I said, you know, I think one of the most important things to do is to realize that I need to figure out the poll. So what I did is I attached a poll to it. I wanted to see exactly what people thought about it. And so I asked people, was the Starbucks response to my letter below expectation, expected, above expectation, or you're kidding, right? You're kidding, right? Got 15%. Above expectation. How many people, percentage-wise, do you think voted above expectation?
70.
0. 23% said expected, and 62% below expectation. This is what we've come to in America. We can't even expect people to take care of little simple things. And it's unfortunate. Makes no sense to me. None whatsoever.
Number 5.
From thegrio.com, one of my favorite websites. Well, did you hear about Serena Williams, by the way? Heard about Serena Williams? She joined an ownership group of the Toronto Tempo, the WNBA's first Canadian franchise. Well, I guess, if I had some loot like that. Oh, she probably disregarded all the tariffs and all the economic woes and invested her money, and now she's made money. Well, she joined the ownership group that was announced yesterday. She'll partner with Larry Tannenbaum, chairman of Kilmer Sports Ventures, for the Tempo, who will begin play in the 2026 season. So that's pretty cool. I wish I could own a WNBA team or be a junior investor in a WNBA team. I ain't got that kind of loot.
Number 4.
From JS Online, the police are investigating a River West shooting that occurred early on Monday morning. They're investigating a non-fatal triple shooting that occurred early Monday in the River West neighborhood. Police say the shooting took place around 1:30 a.m., 2700 block of North Holton near Center Street, Cream City Social Eatery, and the Mad Planet Dance Club on Milwaukee's northeast side. Why do they name businesses? Is it to give people an idea of where it is, or are you trashing those businesses because you think that's where the shooting happened? Y'all should quit doing that. That's terrible. 3 victims, 21-year-old, 23-year-old, and a 26-year-old sustained non-fatal gunshot wounds and were taken to a hospital for treatment. I wish the news wouldn't do that. That just kind of makes no sense.
Number 3.
All right, so this is strange security and police stuff happening. A former security coordinator at Cristo Rey Jesuit High School in Milwaukee has been charged with invasion of privacy using a surveillance device. So what did this person do? Fernando Bustos, 41, is accused of recording underage girls in the school locker room. That's according to a criminal complaint filed by the Milwaukee County Circuit Court. Detectives recovered nearly 400 videos from his personal camera, which was reportedly hidden in the back of a locker. The locker room had been used exclusively by girls aged grades 9 through 12, as according to the school's vice president of operations. Now, I find this interesting, right? Clearly, somebody has friends somewhere because none of this leaked out before it made it out into the news. That's one. Number 2, they didn't give the name of the vice president of operations. Why? Well, anyway, according to the complaint, Bustos initially refused to return his school-issued laptop and phone. When confronted, he demanded to remove personal items before handing the devices over. Case remains under investigation, and a warrant is out for his arrest. So is he in custody or not? I guess not. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. But, you know, as they say, not to be topped.
Number 2. From
JS Online, a former Greenfield police officer is charged with recording underage girls. What is underage girls on the South Side Day? In a high school locker room while working as at a private Milwaukee school, which is the same one, right? So here's my question. The number before that said what? Called him a what? A former security coordinator. But when you go to JS Online, it's a former Greenfield officer. Why is there so much sway in the way these were reported? Is it, I don't know what it is. Is it bias on the part of the reporter? I don't know. And I'm not accusing the reporter of anything. I'm saying in both cases, they took information and one included Greenfield and the other one excluded. Now, this story was written by Adrian Davis at JS Online, and let me see. And the CBS 58 story was written by the Newsroom. Interesting. Why the difference in reporting? I don't understand.
Number 1.
From JS Online, taking aim at past issues with policing in Milwaukee public schools. An agreement the city approved today says the district's new school resource officers will only step in when students break the law. What? That's the only reason they're there. Why if there's a school issue would they like what? They've never. Anyway, new MPS school police, they're resource officers, not school police, will be prohibited from getting too involved in regular school discipline under the agreement. They never got involved. When When I worked the school squad, they never got involved in internal discipline. You found out, and you found out what it was, and if it wasn't a crime, it was automatically a policy and turned over to the principal. What? It's like sometimes reporters have no depth and no history of doing something, that instead of asking around, they just go with what they know and go with what they think instead of actually doing their job and getting some backstory from people who've actually done it before. For over a year, MPS has been required to have 25 school resource officers in its schools as the result of the state law known as Act 12. This hasn't happened, but the agreement was approved Tuesday morning, is one of the final steps for the two to comply with state law. Okay, well, the Milwaukee police don't have to comply with state law. MPS does. Got it? MPS. They told MPS to have them, but I guess people can't read. After passing the full council vote on the 10-4 vote, the agreement still needs a signature and approval of Mayor Cavalier Johnson. MPS school board directors were scheduled to vote on the agreement tonight, and the school district previously voted to allocate funds to pay its share of the program. The four alders, what's an alder? Stupid again. Alderman or alderwoman? We don't have alder people or alder persons. This is dumb. Who voted against the agreement were Malele Cogs, Marina Dimitrievich, Andrea Pratt, and Larissa Taylor. Dimitrievich said during the meeting she was concerned about the outcomes of bringing police into schools. Yeah, like kids who commit crimes will get arrested. And pointing to other cities where police in school led to more arrests of students. Well, what were they supposed to lead to? Cause called the Memorandum of Understanding an unfunded mandate. Well, yeah, it is, like everything from the state. So, why do people that are in elected positions allow their principle to stop people from actually being safe or winning? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. When we come back, I have a question about people. Having grown up in Chicago as a lifelong Democrat and having voted on both sides of the aisle when it suited me, because that's who I vote for, me, I have a question about people who are so, I hate to use the word, but it's true, are so deranged that they keep thinking about, like they're not taking care of things that are happening and occurring in the city of Milwaukee because they blame every little thing on someone that doesn't even know they exist. And if you're wasting that much time as an elected official or as a citizen in fighting something that literally has no bearing on you right now, I personally think there's something mentally wrong. Oh, that's right. That's why I use the word deranged.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and see this wonderful smile live every day. This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Truth Nation, gear up for a great time as Sports Milwaukee hosts Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Set for April 24th to the 26th, Milwaukee Tailgate Week features a variety of gridiron activations for all ages, steeped in Milwaukee's iconic sports history, attractions, brews, restaurants, and venues. As the 2025 draft takes center stage in Green Bay, Sports Milwaukee and the Cream City are excited to welcome the football world back to Wisconsin. For tickets, go to visitmilwaukee.org/tailgate. Brought to you by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey y'all, Eli Winters here. I want to take a minute to talk to you about something close to my heart. There are thousands of animals out there waiting for someone just like you to come along and change their lives. Don't worry if you think you might not be the perfect match. There are shelters and rescue organizations full of folks ready to help find the right pet for you. Visit your local shelter or check out online rescue groups today. You never know. Your new best friend might be waiting for you. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So going back to some of the tariffs. So, well, no. Let me do this first. Let me check my talk and text line because everybody was on there. I'm sorry. Sherwin was on there crying and stuff. And talking. I'm just kidding. Thank you for the information. So people are on here talking about streets that turn into other streets. And then they started talking about, well, I wonder what Starbucks it is. I want to know. Was it Wauwatosa? It is not Wauwatosa Village. That I will say. It is not. Those some good folks in there. It is not. It is not. So I said, I like how Holton turns into Van Buren when you cross that bridge. Sherwin said, changing street names when the neighborhood changes is common in Milwaukee. 91st Street changes to Swan Boulevard. It also changes into another suburb. So there's no 91st Street, I don't believe, in Wauwatosa. It turns into Swan. But anyway, I don't know. 76th Street versus Wauwatosa Boulevard in Mequon. And when it gets to County Line Road, First Street versus KK. And when I read this, I thought they were talking about the part that came around and turned into KK River Parkway, but that's a whole different issue. They're talking about First Street from downtown that turns into KK, Kinnick Avenue. Okay. Okay. But I did tell them it was not Wauwatosa Village. I told them. So here's my question. How can you be a vegan? I don't really understand how people can be a vegan. I love me some meat. And I had the actual best steak I've ever had in my entire life a couple weeks ago. So here's the kicker. This is how stories go. Fox News says that Zelensky, he's he wants to talk and all that. CNN says top Trump officials back channel with Zelensky to try to get talks back on track. Why would we need to get talks back on track with Zelensky? He got all the money from us. He can't account for any of the money. So when you can't account for half of the money that we gave you, and you're supposed to be buying tanks and bombs and all that to fight a war with Russia, like, why would we back channel you to give you money? But that's what politics does. People write stories based on their point of view. Because it's only natural that a government would back channel each other so that there's nothing official that has to go on the record, and then you find out about it later. Hey, dude, so we coming back to the table or what? What we doing? We know that. Somebody probably told him, hey, dude, it's best you roll out of here and come back later because you kind of watch your welcome. Oh, okay. And then later they come back. I mean, dude flew all the way over to England, and now all of a sudden, we're going to talk. Well, we knew that was going to happen anyway. Psst. All this drama we go through politically, and people just, it's unfortunate. It is really unfortunate. 833-212-1017 is the number. Mr. Lee, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Well, good evening, sir. I just wanted to utter some of my sentiments with the AI incident that you explained earlier, which is top 1 through 5. And I'm at a restaurant right now and picking up in front of customers, but nonetheless, let me add to this. So my situation and similarity was to pay a bill. And I believe I spoke to 2 individuals. And at the end of after talking to those 2 individuals to pay a bill, they put me through a text system. And in the text system, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe whoever this is that I'm texting to that is going to respond to getting this bill paid is because maybe they're in an area where, they just have to do it such. So I go ahead, I'm doing the text, and the text gives me the name of the person that is supposed to be helping me. Now, after filling in my information in the text, it goes back to start over again with the name, saying who it is, and that's when I realized
you were talking to AI.
It must be AI. Yes. So I'm still a dinosaur, and it was a little bit frustrating. But what I want everyone to cue in on is I think, and I believe maybe we should ask if we're talking to a machine before we start to allude into its service. Like, I'm thinking I should have asked if it was an AI or a person or at any point. So I'm just throwing that out there. You guys continue to keep up the good work and have a blessed one.
All right.
Always appreciating you guys.
Always. Thank you, sir. But yeah, I always ask, can I speak to a human? And technically, they're supposed to allow you to speak to somebody who's human. You think? So do you think AI would lie to you? Well, I guess with a human. So does AI mimic humanity? Or does it just speed up the process so they can get you to the person you... Because at some point, I think AI is supposed to... I don't know what AI is supposed to do. Is it supposed to speed up? It actually generates more work and makes for more work to get done by other people because it just simply takes one task from you. It can't do like multiple tasks. Like you have an FAQ, frequently asked questions, and it kind of answers those when you give it keywords, and that's it. Like your keyword finder, everything you use for Amazon is keyword finder, right? I'm searching for a hat that has Brother Z on it. It searches it. It uses AI. But if I want a drink made, I don't know. I don't get it. And so here's the issue I had before we go to break. I kept, for some reason, okay, this is my Starbucks complaint again, complaint number 3. You know how you turn your notification on your app to get notifications? But on your phone, if you turn off notifications, you don't get notifications for anything? There's a button in Starbucks app that says notifications when you're near a Starbucks. So I drive near a Starbucks and it pops up, Starbucks, so-and-so and so-and-so. I'm like, why is this on my phone? So I keep deleting it, and then I finally turn it off. And then I finally go in the app, because I went in my notifications on my phone. Then I went in my location. I turned all that off. Said, nope, it can't have access to any of that. It kept popping up because it was on the app. So places are kind of cheating. I wouldn't say cheating. Bypassing your notifications and your location and putting their own in the app and tracking it that way. I'm like, how are you doing that? So I had to turn that off. You know why, though? Because when I press open, it would open up to where you could use the app to buy stuff. I'm like, what? So, yeah, maybe I should wait another 2 or 3 months. And so as things change and upset me more, I can just write one long letter. But I got to tell you, this time when I write it, I'm using AI. And now with more traffic from 101.7 The Truth, here is Debbie Lazica.
Southbound on 41, a solid ride, basically from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. Back on the brakes from just south of Watertown Plank Road all the way through the Zoo Interchange to National. Northbound slowing down from Blue Mound Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. Southbound 43, a very heavy ride from Capitol all the way through the Marquette down to the KK River. Northbound slowing down from Lincoln up to Keefe. Westbound 94, it's a parking lot from before the Marquette all the way past Hawley Road. On the eastbound side, we've got more delays coming from about Barker Road to Brookfield Road. Back on the brakes from 92nd Street all the way to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, the rain is coming down with the low of 41. Tomorrow, rain switches over to snow showers, minor slushy accumulation, windy with a high of 46, but the temperatures will fall throughout the afternoon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Donald Trump is out of control, stopping payments for health care and food for hungry kids, eliminating the Department of Education, and letting unelected billionaire Elon Musk fire anyone he wants and get access to your most private information. We need a Supreme Court justice who will keep them in check before they go too far. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I believe in protecting you, your family, and your right to privacy, and that women have the right to make their own decisions about their health care. Because to me, that's just common sense.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are both backing Brad Schimmel. He'll do whatever they want. That's why we need Judge Susan Crawford, the common sense judge who will keep them in check. Judge Susan Crawford for Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin. Crawford for WI.com.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth proudly celebrates Women's History Month. Listen to one of our incredible Truth teammates highlight the remarkable achievements of Black women throughout history.
To celebrate this year's Women's History Month, I'd like to take time to honor Judge Constance Baker Motley. When I think of Judge Motley, I think of one word: pioneer. She was a trailblazing American civil rights activist, lawyer, and jurist. Breaking barriers throughout her illustrious career, she played a pivotal role in the legal battles that reshaped the landscape of racial equality in the United States. Born on September 14, 1921 in New Haven, Connecticut, she faced racial discrimination but excelled academically. In 1943, she became the first Black woman to graduate from Columbia Law School, setting the stage for her groundbreaking legal career. Freshly out of law school, Motley worked as a law clerk for Thurgood Marshall within the NAACP's Legal Defense and Educational Fund. She quickly gained recognition for her skills in the courtroom, playing a crucial role in desegregation cases, including the landmark Brown versus Board of Education in 1954. Motley's brilliance continued to shine through as she broke new ground as the first black woman elected to the New York State Senate in 1964. And a year later, she broke another barrier as President Lyndon B. Johnson appointed her as the first black female federal judge in the country. Judge Motley's impact and legacy can still be felt today, even outside of the courtroom. She's inspired generations to continue to fight for justice and equality. Thank you, Judge Motley, for being a phenomenal woman and a pioneer.
Tune in to The Truth as we celebrate the greatness of black women all month long.
You cannot look me in the face and tell me that America is the greatest country in the world when you have people who cannot have access to quality health care.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
We need to change the structure of insurance companies to make them nonprofits so that there's not a profit motive for you to make up your mind as to whether or not you're going to help somebody.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneib. The Milwaukee Bucks return to the hardwood tonight in Atlanta. They'll take on the Hawks. Tip-off time set for that game at 6:30. Over to baseball, where the Milwaukee Brewers have signed lefty starting pitcher Jose Quintana. This is a one-year deal valued at $4.5 million. And we'll stick with the Brewers. The good news was Quintana. The bad news is pitcher Aaron Ashby, according to manager Pat Murphy, sustained an oblique injury in last night's spring training outing. They'll have imaging done this week to determine the severity of that injury as well as the timetable for his return. And lastly, we'll head over back to the NBA, where Dallas Mavericks All-Star Kyrie Irving suffered a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. That is according to ESPN sources. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, calling all black-owned businesses and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? This sheet is not staying up here today. We've teamed up with Associated Bank for our black-owned business give back. Each quarter, 4 lucky businesses will win an opportunity to shed spotlight on their brand and journey on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. So to sign up for your business spotlight interview, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC. That is a cut, though, ain't it? Sting, one of my favoritists. Now, you talk about a guy that's liberal. He's like in the socialist, near communist, like, I'm being over dramatic, like liberal, right? But I think there are some things in this world that circumvent and just override and push down and push away differences. And music is one of them. What's his name? Bono, super liberal, like on the left side of Democrats, like the far left side of Democrats, but yet music, right? Some country music, just like scary to the right, where Republicans don't want to hang out with them. But then they play music, and it's like, wow. Or they're an actor or actress, and they're just phenomenal at their job. Like sometimes your skill can override the ridiculousness. Does that make sense? It really can. It can make you think that. Now, before the break, I was talking about people who are stuck on ridiculousness. So we have people in the talk and text line that all they do. Oh, and Marquise, yes, you're absolutely right. Somebody poked me, and so now you got Pop-Off Friday on Tuesday. You're right. Some people are so stuck in their point of view, is so stuck that all they can do is see the world from one point of view. But there are different points of view that people see the world. You can see the world politically. You can see the world economically. You can see the world by what's next to you. And so one of the things I want to walk you through is how people see the world. Right? And so it's a historic way of looking at the world through a certain lens. Right? So it helps understand that we see the world in different things, and we can talk about the same thing, but depending on the way that we see it, it can cause us to disagree while we actually agree. For instance, everybody looks at life and everybody screams and hollers about Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Why is that? Because if you take the word Persia, Persia, or Google AP US history, Persia charts, and chain outlines, it helps you understand the point of view that people see things, and we all do it. Many times we have more than one. We have a political point of view. You see the world through a paradigm of the U.S. government, of elected officials. You have economics. You got taxes, tariffs, recession, depression, panics, investing. How much money do you make? How much do you get paid? Then we can see it religiously. We see everything through the eyes of God. As a Christian, everything is filtered through that. What does the Bible say about it? What does it not say about it, right? Sometimes it's religious and economic. Sometimes it's political and religious. Sometimes it's social. Who you hanging out with? What's going on right now? Other times it's intellectual. Looking and searching for advancements in different areas: literature, science, technology, academia, schools of thought, enlightenment, philosophy, right? And then there are the arts. Some people can't quite feel something or understand something unless they're what? Visually seeing it, listening to it in audio form, looking at art, seeing it in another way. Some people are challenged because that is how they see the world, from a very illustrative, specific point of view. And we forget that all of us see that out of one or two ways. And so when you've been triggered, and when your tribe knowledge, which is who you hang out with and where you live and what you do or whatever you decide your tribe is, everybody has their tribe. It's not good or bad. It's just your tribe. And you do that, you tend to see the world only as that. So we've got people in the talk and text line, and all they talk about is Donald Trump. And sometimes I wonder, is there anything else in the world other than Donald? Like, do you literally hate Donald Trump that much? On other stations, people just constantly trash President Biden. I'm like, do you have a life? Or is it every single time you open your mouth, you trash Joe Biden? You see one half of the room shake their head when you mention something negative about Joe Biden, and the other half shake their head when they mention something negative about Donald Trump, and both are sad. Get a life. Holding on to things that were said years ago, holding on to stuff that was said last week. Get a life, get a job, go to work, make yourself better. How can you live a life? This is just me. I can't live a life where I grew up with literally nothing, go through life, and actually have nothing to show for it. No history, no job, nothing significantly like something. And the fact that people track Donald Trump every day or tracked Joe Biden every day is a sad reflection on your life. Like you don't have anything else to do? Family, friends, job, money, something? And it's unfortunate because in the end, you'll end up with nothing. And it's unfortunate. When he's out of office, what are you going to do? Biden's out of office. Where are all those crazy people that was against Biden? Like they were losing their minds. Now what? And half of them were anti-Trump. So where are you stuck at? Meanwhile, we got homelessness, we got crime. We got kidnappings. We got all sorts of things going on. Fix home first. Because I think if you spend time doing that, we won't have time to worry about everything else.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You cannot look me in the face and tell me that America is the greatest country in the world when you have people who cannot have access to quality health care.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
We need to change the structure of insurance companies to make them nonprofits so that there's not a profit motive for you to make up your mind as to whether or not you're going to help somebody.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
With major changes coming out of Washington, our Wisconsin Supreme Court could be the last line of defense for our rights. The ACLU Voter Education Fund does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to cast an informed vote in the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. So where do the candidates land on issues like abortion? Here are the facts. Brad Schimmel stated he supports banning abortion. Susan Crawford supports access to reproductive health care and successfully protected abortion rights while representing Planned Parenthood in Wisconsin. On April 1st, Wisconsin voters will make a critical decision about the future of abortion in our state. To learn more about the Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates, visit aclu.org/WI2025. Paid for by ACLU Voter Education Fund, 212-549-2500. Not authorized by any candidate or candidate's agent or committee.
ACLU Voter Education Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
The Greater Milwaukee Urban League is celebrating 105 years of legacy and impact. The 105th year milestone community engagement campaign is a mission-driven effort to support employment, education, advocacy, and entrepreneurship initiatives. Together, they can continue their impact and legacy. Join them in raising $1.5 million. Text 105 to 41444 to make a secure online donation today. Visit TMU.org for more information.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I guess I must have did it now. That makes no sense. Like, people are writing stuff that makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. Oh, well. Quality time. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. What's today? Tuesday? Tori Lowe Show. Tuesday, Tori. Wednesday, Thanalysis. Monday, Denise. See, I got it all down, right? Yeah, that's all I got to do. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show is coming up next. I want to say thank you for everybody that tuned in today and hung out today and shared what they thought about everything we talked about today. Yeah, I was a little on pop off, so we're doing good. Hey, God bless. Take care. Thank you, DJ Brother Z. And that other dude, the hair dude. All right. Hey, take care. Safe travels. It's wet outside. I'm out.